Hello everyone, this is what we're going to make today in Animate CC. So let's take a look. Let me play it. Okay, so what happened is this iron text, kind of a 3D looking text, is falling down and hit the wall or ground really quickly, and the shadow is kind of reflecting and makes some noise and cracks, and the light beam for shining effect going back and forth like this. So let me play again. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so first please download this iron.psd, the Photoshop file. You can download it from the description. I made a link. And then let me show you how to make this layout first really quickly. So I started on the 640 by 480 pixel dimension, and then I typed some really simple word, iron, I-R-O-N, and then the typeface I chose is Bauhaus 93, but any kind of bulky or the blocky or the bold typeface will work fine. And then for this metal texture, what I did, let me show you my kind of the source. You can go to brushlovers.com. It's an open source. You can download the Photoshop brushes and then the Photoshop layer styles and patterns and some textures. It's a pretty good source. And then I typed metal. No, you don't have to. Not this one. Go to styles for the layer style. And then the one I used was on page number 3. And I chose this one. Iron layer style. Okay, so once you download it, free download, it is downloaded. You can unzip your file. It is called free iron style, and then you can see that ASL file. So that's the one we're gonna need. So open your Photoshop, like here. Open your styles. Go to drop down menu, import styles, and you're going to see under download free iron style and ASL. Then you're gonna see this. Well, mine is already here. So choose this. So select this file. I mean this style. It will apply like this. And then what I did, I got rid of that. I hit drop shadow and outer glow, and I changed some settings on my bevel and emboss. So double click this, and I increase the size about maybe 13, and also I increase the depth as well, like this. You can control with this the light source, the angle, maybe something like this. So this is what I did. Okay, and for the cracks, this thing, same thing, same site, brushlovers.com. You may type crack brush pack, crack brush pack, and then I chose this. You can do free download. Once it is done, unzip it, ABR things, and in Photoshop, choose your brush tool, click on this the settings, and import brushes. And mine is crack, this one. Mine is already here. So with that, I created another new layer for the cracks, and then black, and I made this type of the cracking by choosing different type of brushes. So this is how I made my basic layout. Okay, so now we are ready to move. So first the thing is go to Animate CC and make a new file 640 by 480, 24 frame rate, and HTML5. Create. Okay, so first the thing is, as always, I'm normally I work backward. So I set the layout first. So we're going to see the final scene of this thing. So let me go back to Photoshop. Maybe I can save each layer as a separate file, but the easier way is let me select all and copy, Command C, and back to Animate CC, and on the very bottom layer, and paste it. So we have a background. I'm going to rename it as a BG, background layer. Okay, now next, Photoshop. Okay. I'm going to make a copy and paste of this cracks later. I will make a copy and paste the shadow and iron text first. So shadow, copy, and Animate CC, make a new layer, paste it, and let me rename it as a shadow. Back to Photoshop, iron, copy, Command C, and Animate CC, make a new layer on top and paste it. Okay, I'm going to rename it as iron. Okay, so this is the basic settings. So first the thing is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some animation of this iron, the letters, the heavy letters kind of falling down from the top to the bottom. So let me highlight these two keyframes. Oh, before that, please change your frame rate first, just for now, 10 FPS, frames per second. Okay, and select top two layers first keyframes, and insert, create classic tween, and insert the keyframes. Don't worry about that you're missing background for at this point. Okay, so now in my shadow and iron, first the iron, the top layer. Let me move my playback head to the very beginning, frame number 1, and select the iron. Click on your iron letter on top. Now choose your free transform tool. We're going to make it huge by holding down the shift key. We're going to keep the same proportion and center point like this. Okay. Same way, your shadow on first keyframe, make it smaller. Okay. And also I want to change the opacity value of this shadow. Let me lock the top layer. So select your iron shadow, and in your properties panel, change the color effects alpha value. I don't know, maybe 30%. And at the end, yeah, something like this, because it's getting kind of closer. So meaning the shadow is going to be the darker as they are getting closer. Okay, now let me change my frame rate back to 24. and watch. Okay, just like this. Okay, and after this, I will need to have my cracks. So crack will be placed right after this. So let me select the bottom layer and create a new layer, and crack will be inserted right after this. So frame number 11. Let me insert timeline and blank keyframe. Okay. Then where is it? Go back to Photoshop. Let me select the cracks, copy, and back to Animate and paste it. Okay. Okay. So first thing is, so everything's kind of separated now. So we're going to make it as a one scene, up to like a 2-second mark, maybe here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to select 2-second mark on top two layers, insert the keyframe, so they stay there. Okay. And then this crack will stay there as well, but since I'm not going to change anything of this, so let me just insert frame. My bottom layer, the background layer, same, insert timeline and frame. So this happens. But to give some little more kind of a dramatic effect on iron and shadow, we're gonna change, let me unlock this, we're gonna change it in some ease options, so meaning that we're changing the kind of speed. So select those first keyframe of these top two layers and ease options, just to change it to a -100 and see the difference. See? So it gives some a little more impact. Start falling slowly and getting faster, and hit the ground and make some cracks. So it looks good. Okay. So next thing is, we're gonna need to have some kind of a shiny, the kind of light beam things going through this top surface of each letter form. Okay, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna keep it as it is. Okay, and then let me lock all these layers for now, so I do not touch it. Okay, make a new layer on very top. Then up here, once this iron text hits the ground and set the position, and the reflection will start. The light beam things going back and forth. Okay, so on that frame number 10, go to insert menu, timeline, and blank keyframe. Okay, then we're going to trace this inner space of this each letter form by using pen tool. What I'm going to do is, let me set my fill color to nothing and stroke color. Actually, color really doesn't matter in red for now, so I can see it. Let me zoom in. Okay, now choose your pen tool and set your stroke weight down to 0.1. And so if you know how to use this pen tool, it's exactly the same pen tool from the Illustrator and Photoshop. So let me start tracing it just here. So this is done. I is done, and R This is exactly the same way of using the pen tool from Illustrator. So I'll finish it quickly. Okay, so fill the fill color with any color. Color really doesn't matter. Oh, and then I forgot that. Let me deselect the fill because we're not gonna need the stroke. So let me delete the stroke. So only fill. That's all we need. Okay. So I'm going to rename this layer as masking layer. Masking. Let me move this up so we can see all the layers. Okay. Next thing is we're gonna need to have the new layer between ion layer and the masking layer. So select the ion, make a new layer, and the same spot where we started this masking layer on frame number 10, insert blank keyframe, just like this. Okay. Then on this frame, draw one bar, but that bar will be kind of a rectangular tool. We're gonna use that, and no stroke color. And the fill color, just to choose that black and white is a regular linear gradient. Make it a little bit longer, like this, about this size. Okay, so this one doesn't have a stroke, doesn't have any outline. Then open your color palette. We have the color information of this gradient, white to black. Choose another color in the middle and set white. First one is white, and the last one, set it to white. So this is a white, 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 3-point gradient. The first one, choose that. Change your alpha value down to 0. Now select the third one, alpha value down to 0. So it will look like this. Okay. Then choose your free transform tool, rotate it, I don't know, maybe 30 or 45, doesn't have to be accurate angle, and place it somewhere here. Okay, so from now, what I'm gonna do is, I'm going to move this bar from this point to here. Okay, select it, highlight your first frame. Oh, let me rename this layer as a light. Highlight it, go to insert menu, and choose create classic twin. And in here, insert a keyframe. So nothing's happening yet. What I'm gonna do is, on the second keyframe of this light, I'm gonna move it to here. So kind of crossing the entire 4 letters. Okay. And after that, I want to add maybe about kind of the same amount of time from 10 to 47, something like this. So I'm going to move this light beam back to the original place, location. Okay, so let me insert another keyframe somewhere, maybe 85, maybe somewhere here. Okay, insert the keyframe. You don't see it? That's fine. Select other keyframes, other frames, so we can keep the same timeline. And my background and my cracks and everything, I'm gonna need insert frame, and even my mask things, let me insert another frame as well. Okay, so on frame number 85, light beam layer, I'm gonna move it back to the beginning, the original. So this will happen. Okay, now it's time to apply mask. It's a kind of a magic. On masking layer, select the masking layer, hold down the control key or right click and choose the mask. That's it. See, isn't it cool? Okay, let me play again. Okay, now I want to have the sound effect. Create a new layer on top. This layer will be named as a sound layer, SND. Oh, by the way, this layer is supposed to be the crack layer. Let me rename it, crack. And then the sound effect will be starting when this heavy ion letter hits the ground and crack starts. See? So in here, frame number 10 or 11, insert timeline, blank keyframe. Then also go to insert menu. Before you do that, please make sure that you download the sound file I provided. You can find the link from the description. I downloaded again already. So import to library. I'm going to import it to my library that was explosion.mp3. Check the library. You can see the explosion.mp3. Make sure you inserted this blank keyframe on either 10 or 11 on this sound layer, and just a drag and drop because the sound is invisible. It's there. Let me play. Okay. Okay, so that's it. So maybe you can save this for your banner, or you can export as the MP4 video file like we did last time for your Instagram or any kind of video production. So maybe we can use that for kind of intro of a certain movie or a certain program, whatever it is. Okay, I hope this helped. And then thanks for watching and see you next time.